In this video, we'll be exploring the healing antidotes, the qualities of love and the perceptual orientations that free us from the narrative of duality and return us to the state of coherence. We begin with the perceptual shift of love in 3 directions. In the duality paradigm, we carry wounding in relation to these 3 viewpoints of awareness. They are each a field of relationship in which we may notice the presence of the characteristics of the split mind. In the practice of love in 3 directions, we consciously meet and heal any suffering that we contain in these 3 areas of relationship, with self, with others, and with the Absolute. As part of the process, these initially separate vantage points may feel as though they shift and blend. As you go deeper, you might notice them merging into one single experience of unity insight. For example, you might begin your meditation focused on forgiving another person, and then become aware that you're encountering and forgiving an aspect of yourself. Both your world and the world of the other person become simultaneously present to you and open to receive your love. Likewise, you might identify the feeling of anger towards God, the one who's letting all the bad things happen, only to realise that you've been projecting human qualities onto the divine, such as cruelty or neglectfulness. As you meet these perceptions and bring them to your heart space, you begin to sense how these terrible things cannot be existentially true. In the presence of the somatic experience of what is real, the misperceptions of the split mind resolve, and we find ourselves back in the space of seamless goodness, infinite and spacious benevolence. Forgiveness is the primary inner action in the process of our liberation. Until we forgive, we remain quantum entangled with power dynamics, with the shame, honour, reward, punishment paradigm of suffering. When we forgive, we allow our past to be lifted out of time and to be transfigured into light. When we forgive, our past ceases to carry the sensations, atmospheres, emotions and textures it once did. The memory remains, but the experience we had no longer holds any charge for us. The raw substance has been transformed through our heart into love essence. We are now able to experience the warmth of our own love in the very place where it previously felt so distant from us. Forgiveness is the psychological and energetic process of truly letting go, allowing the past to dissolve, freeing us and everyone involved. When we no longer insist on receiving compensation for past hurts through a process across time, we are free to release our experience out of time. This inner action is unconditional and has the characteristic of immediacy, like leaping the gap entirely. It comes from an emotional willingness to let go at the level of narrative and identity, and from the insight that the experience exists within us and must be transformed there rather than outside ourselves. This is accompanied by the recognition that we don't need to wait for others to change or for our circumstances to change in order to experience forgiveness. We agree to release all demands upon the external world and no longer delay the coming of the reality that forgiveness offers us. This is an expression of our divine sovereignty. The 12 qualities of love are the vibrational keynotes or signatures of love essence that characterize our human experience. As the isness expresses itself, it evolves many different hues, textures, frequencies of love out of its lived experiences. Unity first becomes goodness, beauty, and truth. This trinity of qualities are found in everything that exists. In our human embodiment, the trinity expresses further as 4 vibrational groupings, each of which has 3 signatures. All the nuances of love that we enjoy in our lives arise from these core 12 frequencies. From unity, a kaleidoscope of colour and sound emerges. Every keynote of love expresses coherence between the infinite, unmanifest, and the manifest world of appearances. Each one is a doorway back into wholeness. We can teach our mind-body field to embody these states of love through an entrainment process, using clear intention and our capacity to imagine and to remember. When we contemplate these qualities of consciousness, we are evoking the experience of them in our field. We are literally leading ourselves home into love. Traditionally, in religious contexts, we have practiced in training to the qualities of love through contemplating the deities, for example, the green Tara in Buddhism or Ganesha in Hinduism. We have emulated teachers and gurus and have received their love-light transmissions, which have lifted the frequency of our field. In Christianity, for example, we have contemplated the compassion of Jesus and the mercy of his mother Mary. In doing these practices, we've been intentionally going beyond our normal resting state vibration and entering an experience of transcendent essence. We also experience entrainment when we receive light in meditation and healing sessions. Here we encounter atmospheres of love that may feel purer than anything we meet in everyday life. Once we encounter this unconditional love and feel it somatically, we know that it exists and that this state is possible for us. We have something to aim for, a direction to head towards. There is now something that we can trust, lean into, and immerse ourselves in. As we do this, our mind-body field begins to shift out of the vibrational field of the fallen fractal and back into the feeling of our true nature. Over time, this stabilizes to become the foundation of our reality.